our today's workshop will contain Orange tool in AI algorithm, linear regression tools, text processing, widgets, how we will use widgets in Orange data mining tool, workflows, image classification, binary classification. All of these will be included in detail in our today's workshop by our author, Ms. Meenu Kumar. So, a brief about our author, who is the author of our AI book also and web applications book also. Ms. Meenu Kumar is a distinguished educator with over 2 decades of experience. She has been honored by Delhi State Teachers Award in 2023 for her contributions to education. She has made significant strides in AI and web application, as we all know that she is our author of AI book also and web applications book also. She holds an English degree along with a postgraduate specialization in computer science, showcasing her broad intellectual capabilities. Passionate about writing and constantly embracing new challenges, her approach to education reflects a dynamic and forward thinking mindset. So that's all about our author, Meenu ma'am. And I hope our previous section was very interactive and you all raised a lot of queries. So I request you all to raise the queries at the end of the session once Meenu ma'am has finished the workshop. Then after end of the session, you can raise all the queries in the chat box and I'll address all the queries one by one and Meenu ma'am will answer all the queries. So now I hand over this to Meenu ma'am. Meenu ma'am, you can start the session.
Thank you, Simran, and thank you so much for the marvelous introduction.
Welcome, ma'am.
I'll just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining in today. I'll be taking this session on Orange data mining tool. As you already know, CBSE has released the new 12th class syllabus, AI syllabus, and in that Unit 4 is Orange data mining. You also have the choice of doing, a project in AI using the Orange data mining tool. So I'll be teaching you the various projects that you can do in Orange data mining. Okay, and then at the end of the session, I'll be taking questions. So first of all, what exactly is data mining? As you already know, when we are building AI models, it is basically you want to find certain patterns and trends in the data. Now, this requires a thorough search of the data, and that is data mining. For example, if a shopping mall studies customer bills and notices that people who buy bread also often buy butter. Now, this is something, a trend that we generally find that if you're going for bread, you buy butter. If you're going for, say, juices, then you tend to buy different types of juices. So you could probably buy even the milk products, the charge and the lassi, since it's very hot right now. So finding out these trends is actually data mining. So you'll be doing the data mining part in Orange. So I just included a very brief history of Orange, and it's quite enlightening. So initially, Orange was developed in a university in Slovenia. It was originally for machine learning research, and it was incidentally, sorry, started in C++, and later on Python was included in it, and it is completely visual. Drag and drop features are available, and this is one of the biggest reasons that Orange is very, very popular. Okay, since it's open source, you can download and install it without paying any amount of money. And initially the Orange canvas, it was called Orange canvas only. Now it's only termed as Orange, or and the area in which we'll be working is called the canvas. Okay, so I'll talk to you also about, various advantages of Orange also in the entire session. So later on, of course, it was expanded to include data science tasks. And in 2015, there was a major overhauling of Orange, and the Orange tool that we see today was actually built then. Okay, now, since I told you I'll be talking about the features also. So as you already know, it has a visual programming interface. You can do interactive data visualization. There are lots and lots of widgets that we call are available for data visualization. So you can use any. It of course supports all the machine learning algorithms like regression, classification, clustering, as well as the model evaluation parts also. It is modular and extensible. You can add functionality through various add-on features. You can install the add-ons very easily. And there is also, a Python script add-on that I found when I was researching this. So you are able to add your Python script also. So if you don't know Python, it's okay. If you know Python, you can add on to it. Okay. Now, how do you download Orange data mining tool? You can download it from this website. It's a very simple website. Just go there and click on this download Orange. You'll be getting the latest version on this website. Okay. And when you click there, you'll be seeing this option. Okay. For the Windows, you can take this standalone installer. Okay, it's a simple installation. There's nothing much to it. You just have to pick up the directory where you're installing it. I would suggest you install it in the root directory only. Okay, now when you install Orange and open it for the first time, you will see a screen like this. Okay, we will be clicking on new only because we want to start with a new project. So we'll click on new and you will be seeing a screen like this. This is the menu bar at the top. Okay, and this area is called the canvas. As I told you, this is the area where all the work that you're doing will be taking place. And this area is called the widget area. Now, widgets are, the things, the computational units of Orange. This is where you will be doing all the work. You will be taking widgets to do all your work. Okay. These are the various widgets which will be available when you open Orange for the first time. Later on, when we'll be working on NLP and computer vision, we will be adding on different widgets. Okay. You can also see all the widgets available in this Orange data mining widget catalog. I have this website open. So just let me show it to you. This is the one. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, so this is the widget catalog. You can show your students all the widgets available. Okay, the ones there are so many, we'll not be using all of them also. So all the widgets are available here. You can show them to your students. For the first time, they'll come to know there's so many things that they actually can work on. As I told you, they are the ones which will do all the processing of data and any kind of data analysis that you want. Okay. Now, if you want to connect two widgets, because we're working on multiple widgets, we have to connect them also. So this line is called the connecting line. Okay, there is something called as an input and an output to a widget. Okay, so the right hand side is the output area and the left hand side is the input area. Okay, so I'll teach you how to create your first workflow. Okay, for that we'll be going to Orange. If you can see here on the left hand side, I have all the widgets. For this session, I've installed my separate other widgets also. I'll teach you how to do the installation. Now, for the first time, you just have to click on the file widget. As soon as you click, it will appear on your canvas. Okay, if you suppose do not want to click because there are so many widgets and you can't find it, give a right click and all the options are available. You can just type which widget you want. Okay, and that widget will appear. Now, I have to give my file the data set. I have to load my data set here. So double click to open it. Okay, when you click here, this will be the source. Now, all the ones which are not in red, because I was working, so all the ones which are in red are the ones which I was working in, and I'll show you during the tenure of the session. So the ones which are not in red are the ones which have been included by default by Orange data mining tool. Okay, so we'll start with the iris data set. Okay, and if you can see here, it comes preloaded with all the information. You have to check that the last value is the target value. Okay, in case it is not the target value, do not worry, just click here and select the target. The target value is the one where the, you could say the prediction takes place. You know, the prediction takes place on this particular variable. Okay, and just click on apply and then close this. Okay, so our now data set has now been loaded. Now I want to view what all data is there in the data set. So the next step after loading the file widget would be to include a data table. So you have the data table here. Just click here and join. As I told you, one is the output and this is the input. So the output of the file widget will go to the input of the data table. So whatever data is there in the file will be loaded here. Now how to see? Just double click and it will load. So you can show your students that these are all the features. Okay, as you already know, it has around 150 values, rows. Okay, and 0 to 50 is one particular species, 51 to 100 is one particular species, and 101 to 151 is the third species. If you want to have a look, you can have a look here also. Okay, so it shows you 150 instances. It will tell you about the missing data also. There are 4 features. So 4 columns will talk about the various features, and it has target with 3 values. So these types of values, I told you iris is the target value. Okay, so the target value has only 3 types of values, the 3 species of iris that it will be predicting. Now, you want to see a scatter plot, suppose. So here I will be going to visualize. Okay, so visualize will show me all the visualizations that I could use for this. I want to use a scatter plot. So I just click here. The scatter plot widget appears and I just, click and drag and join the connector. And if you just double click, you will be able to see the scatter plot. Now, you want to save this scatter plot, you can click on this option here. This is the save image. Okay, you can change the color. All the options are available. You can change the color. You can change the axis X and Y. Just click and select. Okay, color also, it is up to you. You want to click and select. So all options are given. You want to change the shape. So you can change the shape also. It's up to you what you want during when you're teaching your class. So you can show all this to your students and this will become your first workflow. Okay, just this much. Don't have to do anything else. This becomes your first workflow. Now, as I told you, Orange can be used to, do all the work with all the AI domains. So during this session, we'll be talking about the 3 AI domains and how Orange data mining tool can be used for all these 3 domains. So in data science, I'll be telling you about regression and classification. Okay. And in natural language processing, I'll be talking to you about text pre-processing. And in computer vision, I'll teach you about image classification. Okay. Very simple steps. And let me tell you, I've done this unit with my students and even the least interested ones became interested because it's completely visual. So it becomes very, very easy for students to work. So the ones who are not
कह रहे थे
interested
हमने
in
कहा बहुत
programming,
चलना होता होगा तो
okay, so the ones who are not interested in programming, they will really enjoy working in this tool. So for simple linear regression, okay, we will be using a data set. This is the salary data set. Okay, this is the link to the data set. I will be giving you all the links at the end of the session, so do not worry. Okay, so you will get this data set and I'll show you how we can create this. So I go back to my Orange tool and I'll start from the various complete beginning. So I load my file. Now, since I already had sorry, yeah. So what I have to do is I have to just a minute. I can't see. The Zoom settings are blocking my view. Yeah. So just click here. Okay, this will open the browse part. So you can just go. These are the ones which are, installed by default when you install Orange Data Mining tool. So just go to the place where you have saved your data sets. Okay, so I have saved my data set. This is my salary data and I will load it. As you can see, this has only two features. Okay, one is years of experience, and based on that, now I'll be predicting the salary using linear regression. As I told you, salary, since I'm going to predict the salary, that will be my target variable. If it is not set as the target variable, just click and set it as the target variable. Click on apply and close this. Now, since I told you, we first load the data set and after that we view it in our data table. So just click and drag and now you'll be able to view it in your data table. Okay. After this, I have done with my loading. I will now apply my model. So I need to apply a simple linear regression. Just click and now I will be applying my linear regression. Okay, so if you can see here, I have reached this stage. Okay, I've applied my AI model. Now the next part is I can see, I want to find out my linear regression equation. So I put this in a data table and I can see it will ask me, do you want to see the coefficients out of the data? Yes, I want to see my linear regression coefficients. So I will click on OK. And if you double click here, now this will show you your linear regression coefficients. As you already know, it is in the form of mx plus b. Okay, b is your intercept and m is your years of experience here. So intercept would be, that means if x is 0, okay, years of experience is 0, a newcomer, he or she will get at least 25,792 rupees as the salary. Okay, so using this, you can create your equation now. You can show this to your students that this is how the intercept and years of experience looks, and this is how it fits into your mx plus b equation. Now, after this, what do? I do my evaluation. So for that, I will go into my evaluate. Okay, put a test and score. So if you see here, I've put my test and score. So if you can see here, the test and score is there. Okay, I have to connect it with my file because the data comes from the file only. So that there is no overlapping. Yeah. So my test and score is now done. Okay. And if you want, you can double click and see. Number of folds of cross validation is 10. Okay, I have taken it as 5 because I want my work to be done quickly in this session. Otherwise, 10 will take a little bit of time. These are the MSc and RMSc values that you will be getting. Okay, my RMSc value is 5,811. So there is a deviation of 5,811 in my model. Okay, now I want to see my prediction. So I will be connecting it to a new data table. Okay, so the predictions are here. So if you see, okay, the linear regression part, okay, is the one which is being predicted by the model. This is what has been given by the model. So this is a very simple, workflow of linear regression that you can do and show to your students. So the data set is available in Kaggle. Just download it and start working. Okay. Okay, now, so once the data linear regression is over, then we come to classification. In the classification, there are lots of data set, as I said, available in Orange Data Mining tool. So what we'll do is we'll use the inbuilt one. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I am going to use the one which is inbuilt, that is heart disease. Okay, we are going to predict that the person will have a heart disease or not. So here I'm going to take the file widget again, and here I am going to take the heart disease one. Okay, just select and scroll down and you see the target variable is also set. Okay, close this. And as I told you, once you do this, you apply the data table to see the values. So this has around 13 features. So it's a huge table, as you can see. Okay. So it's a huge table. It has around 303 rows. Okay, so you can show to your students. After this, you have to apply the AI model. So AI model I'm choosing as random forest. It's up to you. You can choose any other classification model also. So here in my model, I'll show you random forest. Okay, this is my random forest model. Okay, and then after putting the AI model, we have to do evaluation. As you can see here, I put my AI model. Now I have to do my evaluation, and then I will get the confusion matrix with my for my evaluation results. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take the test and score again. Now this time I'm applying it for my classification model. So I'll take my test and score, go to the evaluate, put the test and score. Test and score, as I told you, it has to be joined with the model as well as with the original data. Okay. And then I can put a confusion matrix. Okay. Do not worry if you forget to put the flow lines. If you do not put the flow lines, suppose I do not put the flow line here. Okay. And you double click, you will see for yourself that there is nothing being generated. So you'll come to know that there is something that you've missed out. So don't worry. Okay. You can make the changes here because of this session, because I didn't want to waste any time, because 10 folds will take time. So I reduced it to 4 to 5. There are lots of options available. You can take that. Default is 10. So here I am putting my learner. Okay, now when I click, I will get my random forest confusion matrix also. So here I'm getting the actual value, the predicted values. Okay, now if you see the test and score, it gives you the F1 score also. So I've got a pretty good, decent F1 score, I would say around 80%. So that's pretty decent. Okay, fine. So just by simple click and drag, you are able to create your classification model. Now, it is not necessary that, you do it with one model only. If you want, you can combine more models and you generate a confusion matrix, which is evaluating which model is better, because we do this in a Python code, and this can form the basis of your project also. When you're doing projects, don't do a very simple one. For better clarity, you can add more models to it. Okay, you can also, if there are data missing in your file, for example, the data set contains certain missing values, so what you can do is you can add a pre-process widget. The pre-process widget will ask you what do you want to do. So you can say for the missing values, you can give the settings. Like in this, when I was doing this for the pre-process, I said that in the missing values, give the most occurring values. So most occurring values would be your mode. Okay, so the ones which are more occurring in the table will get transferred where the values are missing. So you can do all these settings, and then you can add more models. And then, of course, in the confusion matrix, you are able to see the combination of both SVM and random forest I've chosen here. So the confusion matrix will show you that. Okay, so you can do that, and it will become a good project for your students. Okay, next I wanted to show you, if you want to do very simple things like calculating the mean, median, mode, you can do that also. There is this data set that I have taken, and in this data set, I am loading it in the file, and in the feature statistics, I am now selecting what to do, whether to add mean, median, mode. So I'll take my file. In this, I'm going to select. Okay, this is my sample data, which I have shown it to you, beverage sold and day. Okay, I've loaded that. Okay, and in my feature statistics. Now, if I don't want to look for my feature statistics, I just give a right click and I keep typing and it will appear. So I select that and just click here, attach them and double click, and this is what you get, the mean, median, mode. You can click and drag, your graph will also be available properly. If you can see here, the minimum value, maximum value, there are no missing values right now. This graph doesn't have a color, so I can select my color like this. Okay, so you can save your work also. Saving option is also there. So this is how you can do a simple mean median mode with your students using the feature statistics option. Okay, so a very helpful tool and very, very visual. You don't have to do much. You just must know which all, the next widgets to do. Okay, so this is with our data science. This much, if you do, it is more than enough for class 12. As I told you, you can have more models attached in your classification, and that will give you a good evaluation confusion matrix at the end, and you can have that as your project. Then we come to natural language processing. Okay, in the natural language processing, we have to add the text widget. Okay, so the text widget can be added by going to options and selecting add-ons. In that, you will get this entire list. So you have to click on text, and it will come install automatically this side, and just click on OK. So it will install, and then Orange will restart. So you'll have to give that 2 minutes when it will install, and then Orange will restart. Okay. And then, of course, we will be talking about pre-processing text. So I'll show you how to do pre-processing text. Now, when we are working with the text widget, we do not work with file anymore. We go for the corpus. So if you see here, I have the text mining available, the text widget available. So I'll take corpus. Okay. As I told you, there are lots of pre-installed data sets available. Similarly goes for corpus also. So here I will be selecting the Grimm Tales selected. Grimm Tales is actually a collection of German folk tales. Okay. So I will be taking that. So this shows you that it has title as and the language is in English. That the one that we are using is the content, and we are ignoring these features. Okay, now when you have loaded the corpus, initially we had the file, and from there we were viewing it in the data table. Now here we will be viewing it in the corpus viewer. So if you just scroll down, you'll be able to see the corpus viewer. Yeah. So here just click and drag, and you will be able to see the corpus viewer. Okay, so it shows you here there are around 44 documents. Okay, now if I want to search for a particular word, so I can give my filter here. As you can see, I'm typing the word learn. Just press enter. It will show you that there are 5 documents out of 44 documents which have the word learn. So just click here, you have the word learn. Okay, so you can do that. You can also create a small word cloud. Okay, just click here. Okay, so all the words which are there in the document will be loaded here. Okay, if you can see right now, we have not done any pre-processing. So no normalization or tokenization has been done. So everything is getting shown here. So we have the comma, the stop words, the full stop, okay, the apostrophe, all these are loaded here. The ones which are bigger in size are the ones which are used maximum. The ones which are smaller in size are the ones which are not occurring in more number in the document. The one bigger in size means they are occurring the maximum in the document. Okay, so you can see it through a word cloud. For us, what we'll do is we'll now attach a pre-processing widget here. In the pre-processing, we will adjust the tokenization and the normalization also. So let's look for the pre-processing widget here. So let it load. I've clicked here once. So it will load on the canvas. Sometimes the widgets take a little bit time to load. So that's okay. So my pre-process has now got loaded. I will click here, join it with the corpus, double click and see. It will show you. Okay, these are all the things that I have done with it. Transformation, all the words are now in lowercase. I have removed any URLs. Okay, I want to, remove certain stop words. If you want to have a list of stop words, you can load your file here also. That option has been given to you. The numbers I want to remove. Okay, there are certain settings. Normalization is not there. When you do it for the first time, normalization is not there. So what you do is you click and drag normalization from the left hand window between tokenization and filtering. Just click and drag and keep it. It will occur automatically. Get added automatically. So yeah. Okay, so this is now, this has got added. I will be selecting the UD pipe limitizer. This is a faster one for bigger documents. Okay, so if you see here, it is the work is getting done. Okay, so it might take a little bit of time depending on your RAM. Once this is done, now what we do now, we attach a word cloud and see. So if you see, all these stop words have now got removed. Okay, the comma, the apostrophe, the full stop, that have now got removed, and you are able to see the various words. So if you see here, say occurs 722 times. Okay, little occurs 275 times. Okay, if you click here, automatically it will get highlighted in the word cloud. Away is getting highlighted. So like this, you'll be able to see the number of occurrences of the words. Okay, there are lots of things that you could do. You could do the bag of words here, that's in class 10. But if you want, you can do an advanced version in class 12. Otherwise, this much, if you want to do for, starting your class, it's okay. Later on, they can do a sentiment analysis. There's a sentiment analysis which I've added as a project in my book, where they analyze the sentiment of the words and then give a positive or a negative value to it, or probably a value in decimals. So the higher the value, that means it's a positive sentiment. Lower the value, that means it's a negative sentiment. Okay. So this is, we are doing pre-processing of text, okay, and you through NLP. And now we come to computer vision. In the computer vision, again, you have to add the image analytics widget. So here again, you go to options, click on add-ons. You will be getting the image analytics widget, and then click on OK. Again, once the installation is over, the orange tool will restart. Now in this, you have to create a data set if it is not available. So what I did was, for my first class, I created a folder of called flowers. In that, I had 3 separate folders, and I saved my examples of each flower. So I've taken five examples of each. There are data sets available on Kaggle of images. So you have something like 90 data sets of a data set of 90 animals, Tom and Jerry images, images of the greatest cricketers. Sachin Tendulkar is also there in that. Then you have images of the 7 wonders of the world. So all these data sets are available on Kaggle. You can search for them and then download them. This is a simple example that I took in class, so I'm sharing it with you here. So these were the samples that I took from the net and saved them like this. Okay, so they are there in my 3 folders. Okay, so I begin with, once you have the image analytics, now I have to load my images. When I click on import images, I'll show it to you in a minute. So when I click on import images and import my folder, I will import only the master folder, that is the flowers folder. Automatically, it will pick up the 3 subfolders. If you see here, there are 15 images. Okay, so I picked up only flowers. The 3 subfolders were picked up automatically. Okay, so this is what we have to do. So I'll just show it to you. So if you see here, image analytics, I'm going to take import images. Click on import images. I have selected flowers. Okay, otherwise you can choose it from here. Okay, so if you can see here, the 3 folders are available. So I will choose only flowers, select folder, and automatically it has taken my 3 subfolders. Close this. Okay, now you can select your image viewer as you had in your file data table. You have image, import images, and image viewer. Just click here and you will be able to view whatever data set you have. Okay. So after this, you can show it to your students. I've done this. Now, what we have to do in images is that, you have to convert each image into a numeric value. As you know, computers understand only numeric values. So I have to, for that, I will be using the image embedding widget. Okay. So here what I'll do is I'll use image embedding widget. And if you see, I've embedded my image here. And now what you can do is, if you want, you can show it through a data table. If you see, embeddings is now going to data. Okay, so the same thing I can do here. I can show the data in the data table. So here you will be, do not make any changes to this data because it will change the entire values. Okay, so if you see, there are something like 999 values. Okay, these are of the deep learning model. These are for the deep learning model. All the attributes of the images have been changed into numeric values. We are not going to touch anything in this. Just show it to the students so that they understand that all parts are now converted into numeric values. Now we have done this. What do? Now we attach a AI model. So for this, I have used my random forest classifier. It is up to you. You can use any a model. You can use a tree model or you can use an FVM board. All of them are classifiers. And then, of course, we evaluate. Okay, so these two things I'm going to show them to you here. So I'm going to go to my model. Here I have my random forest. Okay, in the random forest, now in this model, I have to put the evaluate part, that is test and score. So the model is attached to this and the data comes from the image embeddings. Okay, so if you see here, this is the classification that I have done. Okay, so I'm getting around an 80% of F1 score. That is okay, I feel. Okay, so this, of course, you can show it further on if you want in another image viewer. It's up to you. Okay, you can also have, data sets downloaded from Kaggle, and then you can show the working on the various those data sets. As I told you, there's a data set of 90 animals. Okay, so probably you could scale down to 5 or 10 animals and show them in class. Other than that, if you want to see any videos related to Orange Data Mining tool, okay, there is this entire channel developed by the people who have developed the Orange Data model. Okay, so the entire team has created this what do you call a playlist, and all the videos are available, so you can go to this channel and go through all the videos. I think I have it loaded. Yeah, so if you see, all of these are available. Okay, the shots are also there, and it's a very, very good place where you can have your students. I've shown some videos in my class. I also made my students watch certain videos and do the whatever was given in the video, create the workflows. Okay, so I did all that in my class and they were quite interested. Okay, so as I told you, this is completely visual. If you do this much also, it will be more than enough. Then they can create their own small projects. They can go through this, all the videos here, and then they can also create their projects by watching the videos and creating something advanced. Okay, so this brings me to the end of my session. Any questions? I'll be happy to answer.
Those who are having any queries, they can write it in the chat box.
Good evening, ma'am. This side Taruna Ajmera.
Yes, Taruna ma'am.
Ma'am, can we see the code in the Orange Data Mining tool? Like for linear regression and evaluating the model, code is given in grade 12 book. So,
Yes.
like doing visualization is quite easy, but in terms of writing the code, if it is available
There is
in the
something called as a Python script. You have to add the Python script. I have not gone through that because I done only the visualization part. In the syllabus right now, you have the visualization part. The Python code is different. Okay, and in the Python code also, you have to download the script from the GitHub repository. There are steps to it. So after that only you'll be able to, you can add your own Python code. I've not explored that. I've read about it. So if you want, you can explore that part. But otherwise, for the syllabus, you can just do the visualization part. And Python coding you can do separately, probably in a Jupyter notebook.
Yes, ma'am. But actually,
Everyone,
think
please type your query in the chat box and please mute yourself.
okay, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I also wanted to ask that
Ma'am, I think
So one
hello.
query.
Request you all to please write your concerns in the chat box so that can be taken up by the co-host and she'll address your queries to the author.
So one query from Simna ma'am. Ma'am, can you please explain how to do bag of words?
Bag of words, I'm sorry, ma'am. Bag of words will have to see the class 10 book for that because it's not there in class 11, 12. So I've not done it with my students. So I'm really sorry for that.
One query from Ambili Ravindran ma'am. Ma'am, how to get sample data set?
Sample data set, you go to Kaggle. Okay, is my screen still visible? No.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So you go to Kaggle. Just type Kaggle here. Okay. And you can search for your data sets here. Okay, so just search for the data set, whichever data sets you want. So if you see, I've already done so many searches. So if you want, you can go to computer vision data sets and it will show you lots and lots of data sets. Take the one which is good for you. Okay.
One
Okay,
query
thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
One query from Atya. Can we use it for grade 10?
Yes, bag of words that I think one of the teachers mentioned, it can be done easily in Orange data mining tool. I'm teaching 11th and 12th. Unfortunately, I've not tried out bag of words. It's there. It's there.
Okay. Next query. In AI curriculum, there is a question to be done in the lab manual for writing Python code for evaluating model. Can you please help in this matter?
Sorry, Simran, just repeat that question.
In AI curriculum, there is a question to be done in the lab manual for writing Python code for evaluating model.
Okay, understood. So if you're doing linear regression, you just have to do the RMSE and MSE calculation. So for that, you can use the, inbuilt functions in Python. They are there in the book also. You can go through the coding in the book. So that will help you. You just apply linear regression model.fit. That is the function for that. And then after model.fit, you can do either prediction or you can go for evaluation of RMSE or MSE. RMSE is more than enough, not more than that. Just simple linear regression. If you're doing, classification, then calculate the F1 score. Accuracy, precision, F1 score, and recall. These four. Okay.
Kanika ma'am is asking, can class 12th students use Orange data mining tool only to make their class 12th projects?
Yes, yes, they can. As I told you, just to add a little more of advanced things in it, have them use more than one model and then do the evaluation on all the models so that, they're not doing it on one. Because I told my students, using one model is very simple. Add on to it so they can give more classifiers, as I told you, more classification, classifier AI model classification they can do. They can use SVM, random forest, decision tree. So that will add on to your project. There is a whole project documentation that has to be done, then they can do it accordingly.
Next query, can we do same for grade 11 and we can do Python coding using CSV as given in your textbook?
Yes, class 11, they have to start the project. They don't have to complete that project in class 11. So in class 11, I would suggest have them, brainstorm. Look at the different data sets available. Look at the different coding platforms or non-coding platforms available. And then they can brainstorm and come up with something that they want to do. Coding part, they can do it in class 12th. Or if you want, you can finish coding part in class 11th and make them to fill up the project documentation in class 12th. It's up to you. They have to do one project, so don't force them to do more than one. It becomes quite tough for class 12 students.
One query from Matul Mishra, sir. Is the orange data mining tool similar to Tableau?
No, no. Tableau is more for visualizations. This is for data mining, as I told you. It is also for applying AI models, and from the AI models you can do the predictions also. Okay, I'll give you one of the Taj hotels. I forget the region. It's somewhere in South India. Okay, so one of the Taj hotels has used Orange Data Mining tool to, do customer sentiment analysis. So it's being used for analysis as well as predictions in real world also. It's good for small data sets. So if you do not have a huge data sets, a medium sized data set, so it's more than enough.
Ma'am, one request for a session on a Streamlit also. So
Okay,
many
okay.
educators are
Probably not
requesting.
now. Once the summer vacations of mine will begin by the end of May. Probably that time I'll take.
Gokir sir is asking, in grade 11th also we can do same or only for grade 12th?
There is only one project, sir. So you can start in 11th and finish in class 12th. You don't have to do, more than one project, just one project. That's why I told you, have them do the brainstorming and research work in class 11 and then complete their project in class 12.
Is this tool work in iPad or tablet with large data sets?
Very large data sets I have found to be a problem. Okay, I worked with around 40,000 rows. I have worked with one of the data sets, so it did work easily. So that was not a problem. iPad, one of my students had got iPad. Unfortunately, it did not load properly. So it could be a problem with iPad. I'm not sure. On the systems on my lab, it was working properly. So you'll have to try it out. iPad for my student, it did not work properly. Only thing is, this is a heavy software since all visualizations is involved. Okay, so you must have a good amount of RAM in your systems. We had around 4 to 8 GB RAM in our systems. We upgraded to 16 GB in all our systems. Installation takes place very easily. Once you start working, then your system becomes slow. So what we did was we upgraded our systems. After that, I've had no problem. So these are small, small things that you might have a problem with. So see to it that your systems have a good amount of RAM.
One last query. For humanities students, can you suggest some no-code tool for project?
Ma'am, see, Orange Data Mining tool is already there. So that's a very good tool for your students who are not interested in coding. I also have certain students who are not interested in coding. Other than that, I would suggest you could look at a chatbot designing using BotPress, Botsify, or Google Dialog. Okay, that option is also available. Or the last case scenario is Teachable Machine. But I would suggest that you at least try out the Orange Data Mining tool with your students. They will not have any problem. I've not done the coding part with my students yet. Okay, and I've done Orange Data Mining tool. All of them loved it. So I don't think you should have any problem with your humanities students.
So for any other queries, you can reach out to us at the mail ID that is mentioned on the screen. We would love to address it. Thank you, Meenu ma'am, for this insightful session.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry.
Request
Yes,
you to
ma'am.
please
Ma'am, one
write your
last
query.
question, ma'am.
I think your address is in the chat. I am
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
Don't worry. I'm here.
And the last question is, how can we make them to understand about multiple columns and data?
See, your data set will have multiple columns. So you could tell them, do you know that each column refers to one characteristic or one feature? Like in the iris data set, you had the sepal length, the petal length. Okay, so that is one feature. And based on these features, now we are going to make a, prediction on the species. So you could talk to them. For example, a cat has two eyes, four legs, and the structure is this way. It has whiskers. The tail goes like this. The height of the cat is always smaller than the dog. Okay, no, not necessarily. So the cat has this much of height. So you could tell them various examples, and then all these features go in multiple columns. So we will take the shape of the eyes, the color of the eyes, the height of the cat, the length of the tail. So like that, we'll put them in separate columns. So that is multiple columns. They have to learn to work with multiple data, ma'am. You can't, because they're working with AI models, they have to learn that.
And one more query. Can we
Yeah.
use Orange tool in N computing server?
I haven't tried, sir. You can try it out. I haven't tried this portion. iPad, because my student had got the iPad to school to download and install it, so I know. But I have not tried it in computing server. So you'll have to try it out and see.
Any other queries? That's all for today. I think so. Query session are over.